Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Today we are here, and we are commemorating the third day of the Shahadat of Imam Ali. And we, along with us today, we have Abbas Bhai, Ali Bhalu, Abul Hassan, and Mohsin Bhai. They are with us in the program today, inshallah, to recite their salam and give their respect to the Ahlul Bayt and Imam of our time. So in order to start the program, we always start with Quran recitation. Ali, are you ready? MashaAllah.
Inshallah.
Bismillah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Inshallah, we'll recite Surah Al-Qasas. That is Surah 28, Ayah 1 to Ayah 10. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. طاسيم. تلك آية الكتاب المبين. نتلو عليك من نبأ موسى وفرعون بالحق لقوم يؤمنون. إن فرعون علا في الأرض وجعل أهلها شيعا يستضعف طائفة منهم يذبح أبناءهم ويستحيي نساءهم إنه كان من المفسدين. ونريد أن نمن على الذين استضعفوا في الأرض ونجعلهم أئمة ونجعلهم الوارثين. ونمكن لهم في الأرض ونري فرعون وحامان وجنودهما منهم ما كانوا يحذرون. وأوحينا إلى أم موسى أن أضرعيه فإذا خفت عليه فألقيه في اليم ولا تخافي ولا تحزني إنا رادوه إليك وجاعلوه من المرسلين. فالتقطه آل فرعون ليكون لهم عدوا وحزنا إن فرعون وحامان وجنودهما كانوا خائفين. وقالت امرأة فرعون قرة عين لي ولك لا تقتلوه عسى أن ينفعنا أو نتخذه ولدا وهم لا يشعرون. وأصحاب فؤاد أم موسى فارغا إن كادت لتبدي به لولا أن ربطنا على قلبها لتكون من المؤمنين. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
MashaAllah, Ali. May Allah bless you.
Salam.
We will now request Abul Hassan to please recite his salam. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. निकला है जनाजा कोई अल्लाह के घर से, निकला है जनाजा कोई अल्लाह के घर से। अफलाक में एक शोर है मातम के असर से ज़ैनब से ये कह दो कि वो दिल खोल के रो ले ज़ैनब से ये कह दो कि वो दिल खोल के रो ले शबीर की हम शीर है रोने को न तरसे निकला है जनाजा कोई अल्लाह के घर से अब्बास ज़रा ज़ैनबे मुस्तर की खबर लो अब्बास ज़रा ज़ैनबे मुस्तर की खबर लो फरियाद में हट जाने चादर कहीं सर से निकला है जनाजा कोई अल्लाह के घर से हाँ भूल न जाना इन्हें कूफे की मकीनों हाँ भूल न जाना इन्हें कूफे के मकीनों गुजरेंगी ये शहज़ादियाँ इस राह गुजर से निकला है जनाजा कोई अल्लाह के घर से अफलाक में एक शोर है मातम के असर से निकला है जनाजा कोई अल्लाह के घर से और मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. MashaAllah, Abul Hassan. May Allah bless you. I will recite a manqabat. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. फर्श मजलिस पे फातिमा ज़हरा लम्हा लम्हा शुमार करती है अर्श मजलिस पे फातिमा ज़हरा लम्हा लम्हा शुमार करती है आज़ादारो में आज़ादारो आओ मजलिस में फातिमा इंतजार करती है फर्श मजलिस पे फातिमा ज़हरा सल्लल्लाहु मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद. A little salam आज के मुनासिबत से with respect to 21st of Ramadan with a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. उठा कोई जनाजा फिर सैयदा के घर से उठा कोई जनाजा फिर सैयदा के घर से हसरत बरस रही है एक एक बाम उधर से उठा कोई जनाजा फिर सैयदा के घर से ये किसको रो रही है ज़ैनब तड़प तड़प कर ये किसको रो रही है ज़ैनब तड़प तड़प कर जन्नत में सैयदा ने चादर गिरा दी सर से उठा कोई जनाजा फिर सैयदा के घर से ज़ैनब के बाजुओं को शबीर चूमते ज़ैनब के बाजुओं को शबीर चूमते हैं क्या जानिए अली ने क्या कह दिया फिसल से उठा कोई जनाजा फिर सैयदा के घर से है बंद आँख शायद आराम आ गया है बंद आँख शायद आराम आ गया है मौला तड़प रहे थे 19वीं की शब से उठा कोई जनाजा फिर सैयदा के घर से कूफे का जर्रा जर्रा रोता है खून के आंसू कूफे का जर्रा जर्रा रोता है खून के आंसू महरूम हो रहे हैं अपने वो अब पितर से उठा कोई जनाजा फिर सैयदा के घर से फातिहा اللهم صل على محمد وعلى चल बंद मर्सी क्या इक्कीसवीं की रात क़यामत की रात थी, इक्कीसवीं की रात क़यामत की रात थी, सादत पर बला की मुसीबत की रात थी, महशर की सुबह थी के शहादत की रात थी, बेटों से बूतराब की रुखसत की रात थी, कहते थे दिल दो नीम है, ऐसा खतर है आज, बेज़ाद राह खुल्क से अपना सफर है आज, बेज़ाद राह खुल्क से अपना सफर है आज, शबर मेरे यतीमों को शफकत से पालियो तुम अपने नाना जान के घर को संभालियो, ये शबर पर बला कोई आए तो डालियो, देखो कड़ी निगाह भी उस पर न डालियो, इसका लिहाज चाहिए तुमको के खुद है बेटा मेरा हुसैन तुम्हारे सुपुर्द है, ऐ मेरे जानशी मेरे दिलदार अलविदा, ऐ नूर ऐन अहमद मुख्तार अलविदा, सौंपी तुम्हें रसूल की सरकार अलविदा, ऐ उम्मते रसूल के गमखार अलविदा, शब्बर जो मेरे दोस्त हैं उन सब से होशियार, मजलूम करबला मेरी ज़ैनब से होशियार, मजलूम करबला मेरी ज़ैनब से होशियार, क्यों कर बयान कीजिए वो हश्र का समा, बेटे धर तड़पते थे उस सिमत बेटियां, हर सू कहीं बुका कहीं शैबल कहीं फुगा, बिखरा के बाल ज़ैनबे मुज़तर का ये बयां, बाबा आखिर शब में तहैया किधर किया, हाय हाय महेशियाम में अज़्मे सफर किया, बेटी को फिर गले से लगा लो तो जाइयो लो तो जाइयो, सेहत तो हो चली है नहा लो तो जाइयो, बाबा नमाज ईद पढ़ा लो तो जाइयो, क्यों चुप हो है इमाम हिजाजी जवाब दो, दर पर पुकारते हैं नमाजी जवाब दो, 21वीं की रात सल्लल्लाहु Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So we'll continue with the program, inshallah. I will invite Mohsin Bhai to recite some verses from his poetry. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Few verses for Fazail Imam Ali alayhi salam. जाएं खुदा के दर पे तो मिलते अली से हैं, जाएं खुदा के दर पे तो मिलते अली से हैं, जाएं नबी के दर पे तो मिलते अली से हैं। ये पूछें नबी से माजरा वो शहर इल्म हैं, पूछें नबी से दर पे तो मिलते अली से हैं, पूछें नबी से दर पे तो मिलते अली से हैं। फरमाने रब है हक तो कौले रसूल हक, फरमाने रब है हक तो कौले रसूल हक, हक को वही तो समझे जो मिलते अली से हैं। तामीले हुक्मे रब हो हुक्मे रसूल हो, तामीले हुक्मे रब हो हुक्मे रसूल हो, तामील की लगन है जो मिलते अली से हैं, तामील की लगन है जो मिलते अली से हैं। कुरान सबका एक है उम्मत गवाह है, कुरान सबका एक है उम्मत गवाह है, कुरान को वो समझे जो मिलते अली से हैं। दावत से जुलअशीरा की मैदान खुम तक, दावत से जुलअशीरा की मैदान खुम तक, फरमाने रब वो समझे जो मिलते अली से हैं। ये दुनिया सवार लें जो वो दुनिया सवार लें, जो दोनों सवार लें वो मिलते अली से हैं। और आखिरी शेर दुआ के, या रब नबी ओ आल का है तुझको वास्ता, या रब नबी ओ आल का है तुझको वास्ता, दोनों जहां में साथ हो उनका हो वास्ता। सल्लु अला नबी।
MashaAllah, Mohsin Bhai. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Beautiful poetry as always. We will now start with the lecture. I'm sorry. Abbas Bhai is on the line, and Abbas Bhai has a salam ready to read, inshallah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. There are a few lines that I'm going to recite. May Allah bless you all. नस्ब है कुरान का खैमा अली के शहर में, नस्ब है कुरान का खैमा अली के शहर में, आयते हैं जा बजा मौला अली के शहर में, आ नहीं सकती निजासत कब्र है दर के करीब, आ नहीं सकती निजासत कब्र हैदर के करीब अब भी है तत्हीर का पहरा अली के शहर में नज़्ब है कुरान का ज़ायरों के सर पे एहराम अकीदत देख कर ज़ायरों के सर पे एहराम अकीदत देख कर लग रहा है आ गया काबा अली के शहर में नज़्ब है कुरान का चांद अपने रुख पे मेरी गर्द पामलने लगा चांद अपने रुख पे मेरी गर्द पामलने लगा शहर सरवर से मैं जब आया अली के शहर में नज़्ब है कुरान का क्या खबर किस मोड़ से गुजरा हूँ शेरे किरदगार क्या खबर किस मोड़ से गुजरा हो शेरे किरदगार फर्ज है हर गाम पर सजदा अली के शहर में नज़्ब है कुरान का खैमा अली के शहर में सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद
MashaAllah, Abbas bhai. May Allah bless you. We're going to continue our program, inshallah. And I am going to play a pre-recorded lecture from Sheikh Nabil Awan. He has recorded this lecture specifically for Islamic Education Foundation of Arizona for today's program. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على النبي الأمي المكي المدني الهاشمي الذي سمي في السماوات بأحمد وفي الأرضين بأبي القاسم محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الغر الميامين سيما أولهم أمير المؤمنين وآخرهم بقية الله في الأرضين روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفداء أما بعد السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praise due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one that has given us an opportunity to sit again on the night of Qadr and to pray to him in the hope that our destiny will change for the better, and to pray to him to ask for the forgiveness of our sins, and to also to sit and mourn the greatest of creation after Rasulullah, a man who, when a Christian wants to write a book about his life, is compelled to name it as-Sawt al-Adalat al-Insaniyya, the voice of human justice. An Imam whose birth was blessed, that the Kaaba became Qibla because of him. When Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas mounts the Kaaba, climbs to the top and begins to give his khutbah in front of those individuals in Mecca that intended to kill Abu Abdullah, Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas starts off by saying, Alhamdulillahi alladhi sharrafa hadha biqudumi abi. Says, all praise be to that Lord who honored this house with the footsteps of this man's father, in regards to Imam Hussein. Doesn't mention himself, mentions Imam Hussein. Says he honored this house through the footsteps of Ali. Man kana bil amsi baytan asbaha qibla. Up until yesterday, this was but a house, but from the birth of Ali, it became qibla. This is Amirul Mu'mineen. We said yesterday, what is it that Ali wants from us? The real definition of true love is that the lover become more as the beloved wants them to be. I adjust myself, I change myself to be more in line with how my beloved wants me to be. I remove certain attributes, certain characteristics from myself that make my beloved upset. And I look to add certain habits, certain characteristics, certain things within my life that will make me more loved by the beloved. Ahlul Bayt alayhi wa salam are the ultimate beloved after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so we look to please them through changing ourselves to be more as they wanted us to be. Yesterday we began looking at that part of Nahj al-Balagha where Amir al-Mu'mineen Kalimat al-Kithar number 289 describes the characteristic of a brother or someone who he calls his own brother. He says, Ali used to have a brother who was honored in my eyes. And then 16 characteristics Amir al-Mu'mineen lists, 14 of which we've already spoken about. And the last two remain for today. What is it that Amir al-Mu'mineen says? He says that that brother of mine, he was more eager to listen than to speak. See, now this is the second or third time that Amir al-Mu'mineen in the praise of this person has spoken about his ability to control his tongue. In another narration, it says, "Min alamat al-fiqh, al-hilm wal-ilm wal-samt," says, and amongst the signs of deep intellect, of deep insight, is forbearance, knowledge, and silence. Inna samt babun min abwab al-hikmah, and surely silence is a door from the doors of wisdom. Inna samt yaksibu al-muhabbata innahu dalilun ala kulli khair, and surely silence brings love and guides to all that is khair. It guides to all that is good. Whatever is good in this world, silence guides a person towards it. That tafakkur, that pondering, that ability to sit and gather their thoughts. And silence brings love. It causes people to love you. It causes people to be attracted towards you. Not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, because the doors of wisdom are open for that person. So he says that he was more eager to listen than to speak. And some of us have a problem where we love to hear the sound of our own voice. We don't want to listen to anyone else's opinion. We don't want to listen to what other people have to say. Rather, I much rather hear my own opinion, even if I don't have any knowledge about the subject matter. But he says that person that was honored in my eyes, he was more eager to listen than to speak. Then the final thing that Amirul Mu'mineen says, and if two things confronted him, he would see which was more inclined towards his own desires, and he would oppose it. So when he was presented with two routes, he would see which one was more inclined, which one his nafs wanted him to do. And then he would do the opposite. And this is one way of training the nafs. We know we talk about tazkiyat al-nafs, training the soul, getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through purification of the soul. And one of the methods of doing that is by opposing what it wants. So there are two dishes on the table, if I want to make an easy example of it. And I want to temper my power of desire that's in my soul. Now these two dishes, now I can choose to eat one or eat the other. And I listen to myself and think, this is what my nafs really wants, so I'm not going to eat that. Or I've eaten and now there's some cake on the table. Now I know cake is not very good for me because it will ruin my diet and I may have diabetes or another thing. But sometimes I just can't control myself. But in the example, my nafs wants me to eat it. I'm full, but I can't stop. Says he would stop himself. He would oppose his nafs. He was presented with two options. See which one his nafs wants. And then he would do the opposite. This applies to a variety of different things, because it's a way of training the soul into submission of the intellect. That I try and tell my desires, no, you don't decide where I go, because a lot of us are run by our desires, and that in reality is ignorance. It's not aql. Aql is when the desires are tempered by the soul. Not the soul, the desires are tempered by the intellect, not that the emotions or the desires or the powers are tempering the intellect. That's when a person becomes irrational and emotional, because their intellect takes a back seat. The intellect takes a back seat and they end up running purely on emotion and making rash decisions, getting angry all the time, making bad decisions that leads to problems for them in the future or immediately. So he says he would see when two options presented themselves, what his nafs wanted, and he would see what his nafs didn't want him to do. And he would do that which his nafs would tell him not to do. It's interesting, this method of tempering the soul. Should I walk? I mean, I don't know what Phoenix is like. I've not had an opportunity to visit you guys, but neighboring Nevada and California and those places that I have been in the US, many people don't walk. Many people, won't walk. It's just not a thing. But let's say that there was somewhere close enough for me to go to. I know in America you have to drive to everywhere because everything is so far away. But let's just, for example, imagine it was something like England, where you can walk to the shop. And I decide, you know what? I'm not gonna walk. I'll take the car instead. Now in this example, my nafs, I know that it's actually better for me to walk according to my intellect. It's healthier. It's not that far in reality. It will get me out the house, you know, get my brain functioning different way. I know all of that. There's part of my nafs that's going, I can't be bothered. Let me just take the car. Who's going to walk all that way? Now, this is the laziness from my nafs that's coming up. So this individual, when he would be presented with two options, he would see which one his nafs was inclined towards and then do the opposite. You know, training the nafs is very much like training an animal because it is the base animal desire of a human being. Imagination, anger, and desire. All of the animal kingdom have that. Human beings have an intellect that makes them different, that allows them to temper all of these other parts of the soul. And so they're able to then make rational decisions. The ability to ascend towards Allah means that the aql must temper all these three powers, must temper the anger, must temper the desire, must temper the imagination in order to successfully reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. However, when a person's run by those emotions, be that even not necessarily those powers, be that even just laziness, I can't be bothered to go to the shop walking. I just take the car. You know, that sort of idea is giving into those lowly desires. You know, some of us are really terrible at sticking to a diet because we're not disciplined enough. We haven't disciplined ourselves, and we haven't disciplined, you know, our nafs to be able to follow that regime. And discipline is the key thing here. You know, in Dua Abu Hamza Thumali, Imam says, Ilahi la tu'addibni bi'uqubatik. My Lord, do not discipline me through your punishment. The aim is discipline. He says, my Lord, don't do it through your punishment. You know, sometimes Allah punishes his servant in order to bring them back online through illness, through some sort of, you know, where you stub your toe or something like that, in order to bring you onto the correct path. But there's times where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will educate a person, show him the way. But at times, a human being may need a shock treatment to wake them up. Says this individual, when he was presented with two things, he would make sure that he would go for the thing that was opposing his nafs. Why? In order to discipline himself. It is only through that discipline that a person can successfully reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in the will that Amir al-Mu'mineen writes to Imam al-Hasan, there are a number of advices, but one advice in line with this, he says, accustom yourself to enduring hardships, since it is the best trait of character to be able to endure in the matters of right. So accustom yourself, discipline yourself to be able to deal with hardships. You know, put your body under strain, put your mind under strain. Endure these hardships, train yourself physically, spiritually, mentally. You know, some of us have large gardens, or yards as you guys call them. We have large gardens, and I can't be bothered, or I don't have the time, or it's just too much effort for me to go out and tend to my garden. So I much rather pay someone to come and mow my lawn and fix my garden so I can use it. I don't want to touch it. Whereas the Imam is talking about putting burden upon oneself. Accustom yourself to those hardships, to enduring those hardships. Even if it's as simple as doing the gardening, the Imams themselves would tend to their own gardens and their own farms. Yes, a few helpers on the side, but by and large, they would do a lot of the work themselves. To be able to endure hardships, to put the body under strain, that's just physically. You know, you go to the gym, learn a martial art or something, because those hardships develop a person develop their ability to deal with the hardships that others may place their way. You know, when it's self-imposed, you can learn at your own pace, but when others impose that hardship on you, very difficult to endure, especially when the hardships are in line with haqq. You need to stay with haqq to be able to endure. Sorry, you need to be with haqq. And if you're with haqq, you will face hardships. Like Amir al-Mu'mineen says, if you claim to love me, then be prepared for trials. And when the world of batil, of oppression and unrighteousness comes towards the righteous, they always outnumber the righteous. And so when they come towards the righteous and they start to impose difficulties on it, if I have not created that ability to endure difficulties within myself, then I'll find that I'll have a huge problem when it comes to that time. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Baqarah, He speaks about the difficulties that are to be tested upon, or the difficulties that are to be brought upon mankind in order to test them. He says, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. Says, and we will test mankind مِنَ الْخَوْفِ, with fear, وَالْجُوعِ, with hunger, وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ, through loss of wealth, وَالْأَنفُسِ, through themselves, وَالثَّمَرَاتِ, through the fruits of their labor, through their children, the results of their labor and their strife. We'll test them. 5 things. And Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam, when he speaks about this ayah, he says it's about the Shi'as that live in the ghaiba of the Qa'im of Ali Muhammad, arwahun al-fida. That me and you, who claim to follow the Imam, we will be tested with each and every one of these things. Do we have the ability to endure? At the moment, it's only a small aspect of khawf with the coronavirus. They're stuck indoors. But you see some people's fear becomes irrational. Some people's fear becomes irrational. We haven't yet been tested with hunger, or maybe with loss of wealth, or with our children, or with ourselves. And day in and day out, these tests will increase. The youth in America, in different places, are leaving the deen. This is a test for their parents, Shia of Ahlul Bayt. Because we've only taught them a cultural Islam. We never taught them true Islam. And every time I speak to these young people, it's always, their problem is always with culture. Those that adhere to a liberal ideology, the issue is always with culture, whereas they've never truly understood Islam, what Islam actually says. We've just enforced a cultural Islam upon our children, and so now our Husayniyas and our masajid are empty. And so we will face difficulties and tests in regards to our future generations, but we may not be able to bear them because we ourselves have not researched the religion, nor have we got the answers to give to those that come to ask us. When he was presented with two ways, he would always take the one that his nafs was opposed to, which is always the most difficult, more difficult part. Because the nafs is the one that tells you, you know what, sleep, don't wake up for Fajr. The nafs is the one that tells you, you know what, don't worry about staying awake for Laylatul Qadr. You need to be on your top game tomorrow. It's the nafs that tells you. Because ubudiyyah is difficult, worshipping Allah is difficult, but the result and the reward is immense. Tonight is the night of Qadr. How did you spend the 19th night? How will you spend this night? Again, it is highly, highly recommended that you stay awake until the time of Fajr. There are various a'mal to do, various salah to recite. One of the most recommended actions is to learn about the religion and gain Islamic knowledge on this night. Or maybe just take the opportunity to sit and ponder over your own life and your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's so many things that a person can do. Just one night, let's turn off that TV, let's put away the phone, try and reconnect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Reconnect with the Holy Quran. This is the night that the Quran was revealed. But this is also the night where the Quran is Samit, was revealed, the Quran in Natiq was taken from this world. Tonight is the 21st of the holy month of Ramadan. This is the night where Amirul Mu'mineen is leaving this world, where all of existence is being made an orphan. No longer will Kufa hear Ali speak again. Surrounded by his sons and daughters, Amirul Mu'mineen begins to give his wasiyah to his children. He tells Imam al-Hassan that, my son, when I die, give me ghusl and kafan, and when you place me on that bed, you will see that the front two legs will be raised by the angels. You just hold on to the back two parts of that bed. And wherever they take you, my son, you follow them. And you will reach a place where there will be a stone in the way. And when you remove that stone out of the way, you will find that there will be a grave that has been dug for me by my father Nuh. Amirul Mu'mineen begins to bid farewell to each and every one of his children. He begins to hold each and every one of them. They all begin to cry. According to some narrations, when Aba Abdullah cries, Amirul Mu'mineen looks at him and says, "Oh Hussein, let everyone else cry, but you, Ya Hussein, you don't cry, because there is no day like your day, oh Hussein." As if to say that, Hussein, today I'm surrounded by my loved ones and my family members, but Hussein, in Karbala, you will be all alone. When your soul will be leaving your body, Hussein, shimmer will be upon your chest, and your sister will be standing on Tilla Jaynabiyya looking towards you, oh Hussein. The night of Qadr is also the night of the remembrance of Aba Abdullah. Amirul Mu'mineen's soul leaves his body. Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein give ghusl to their father, they give kafan to their father, they place Rasulullah upon that bed and wait for the front two legs to be raised by the angels. They begin to follow them until they reach that place which we know as Najaf al-Ashraf today. There they find the stone that Amirul Mu'mineen had told them about. They remove the stone. Inside they see a shield inscribed upon it. This is left here by Nuh for Amirul Mu'mineen. This grave is dug for Ali. They place Amirul Mu'mineen inside the grave. Imam al-Hassan inside the grave takes the body of his father and lowers it inside the grave. Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein lowered your body with such ease into the grave, but may my soul be sacrificed for that Imam, that in Karbala, as he tried to bury his father's body, it was not intact. When Sajjad wanted to lift the body of Abi Abdullah from the right, the left would fall away, and if he were to lift it from the left, the right would fall away. Such was the state of the body of Abu Abdullah that Sajjad calls out to Banu Asad, is there not a cloth here that I may use to collect the parts of the body of my father Abu Abdullah? They bury Amir al-Mu'mineen into the grave. They cover the grave of him, they fill the grave of Amir al-Mu'mineen with earth. And now Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein begin to walk back. As they're walking through the desert, they hear crying coming from a shack. They go towards it and they see inside there's an old man sitting in one place crying loudly. He can't move, he can't see. He's blind, he's crying. They go towards him. They say, oh man, why are you crying? He says, I don't know what's happened, but there has been a man that has been coming to feed me every night and take care of me every night. And he would come and he would speak to me every night. But for the last 3 nights, he has not come. Imam al-Hassan says, is there anything that and do you know what he looked like, what he sounded like? He says, no, I never got to see him. I was blind. I never really spoke to him much. He never gave me his name. They said, any other alama, any other sign that may help us identify who this man is? He says only one thing. Whenever he would walk inside this room and he would say Salamun Alaikum, all the walls and the doors would say Wa Alaikum Salam Ya Awwal al-Madloom. Our peace be upon you, O the first of the oppressed, O the first oppressed one. They begin to cry. They say, this is our father, Amir al-Mu'mineen, who has passed away today. Ya Ali, why is it that you were referred to as Awwal al-Madloom? Ya Ali, why is it that the walls and the doors of this house would refer to you as Awwal al-Madloom? I'm sure the reply from Amir al-Mu'mineen would come that the Madloomiyat of Ali began at that time when they set fire to the door of Zahra, and Ali had to watch his wife crushed between the wall and the door, had to watch his wife be whipped and slapped by the Muslims, and Ali unable to do anything. Ali said, Fustu wa Rabbil Kaaba, when he was struck, maybe because this was relief for Ali, because whenever he would walk in the street for 30 years and he would see Kulfud, Ali would remember the slap that he placed on the face of Zahra. When he would see those individuals in the street, he would remember how they whipped Zahra as she lied there. He would remember the broken rib of Zahra. He would remember the loss of his Muhsin. Ali, for Ali, death was sweet relief from the pain that this ummah had caused him. ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. Pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this night of Qadr. Ya Allah, forgive our sins. Ya Allah, on this night of Qadr, forgive the sins of our parents. Ya Allah, those of our parents that are alive, give them long lives. Those of our parents that have left this world, give them a place next to Ali Muhammad in Jannah. Allah, on this night of Qadr, give shifa'ah to all those that are ill. Ya Allah, clear the debts of those that are in debt. Ya Allah, on this night of Qadr, keep safe the Shia of Ali Muhammad around the world, wherever they may be, wherever they're oppressed. Ya Allah, keep safe our ulama and our marajid, and keep them at the head of our institutions. Ya Allah, on this night of Qadr, keep safe the Iman of our youth. Ya Allah, hasten the reappearance of the Imam of our time and allow us to be amongst his true muqtadiri, his true waiters. For the acceptance of these du'as and any of the du'as that the brothers and sisters have brought on this night. Wherever in the world you may be, recite 3 of your loudest salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد Usto برب الكعبة. It is highly recommended tonight to read a tasbih of Allahumma lan qatalata amir al-mu'mineen. Tonight is also the night of Amal. Today, tonight is the second night of the Laylatul Qadr. I pray to all our community to please remember all the folks, all the people in our community, their health and their wealth, and for their prosperity. And in the time of need, pray to the Imam of our time to help all of us. I will recite Noha wherever you are. See if you can do the matam with me. Or Amirul Mu'mineen. मातमी फजाएं हैं आंसुओं का तूफान है मातमी फजाएं हैं आंसुओं का तूफान है दस्तके अजल सुनकर जिंदगी हिरासां है हर तरफ उदासी है हर निगाह बीरा है और मस्जिदे कूफा और मस्जिदे कूफा फरते गम से लरज़ा मातमी फजाएं हैं आंसुओं का तूफान है आज गिर गया होगा फिर गिलाफ काबा से बह रहा है खून पे हम शाह के अमामे से रख में फरत है दर का रख में फरत है दर का अब खुदा निगहबान है मातमी फजाएं हैं आंसुओं का तूफान है जख्म इतना कारी है चल न पाओगे मौला घर भी जल्दी जाना है आ गई सहर मौला घर पे मुंतजिर ज़ैनब घर पे मुंतजिर ज़ैनब मुज़तरो परेशान है मातमी फजाएं हैं आंसुओं का तूफान है ए वफा शिकन कूफे बेपिदर हुई ज़ैनब आज घर के आंगन में नंगे सर हुई ज़ैनब कल जो होने वाला है कल जो होने वाला है आज से नुमाया है मातमी फजाएं हैं आंसुओं का तूफान है में फजाएं हैं, आंसुओं का तूफान है। मौला को गम न दे आप लोगों से, वाले हुसैन के सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद. We will now do ziyarah. Ali will be doing the ziyarah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Ali. While Ali is getting ready, we have another program tonight, inshallah. At the it's arranged virtually, and I'm going to share the information on the screen for a couple of minutes. While I'm talking, let me share the information. So tonight we have a program, a majlis at the residence of Dr. Jafar and Nasreen Zaidi. They have arranged this majalis program virtually. It is through Zoom. It is at 10 p.m. in few minutes after this program, inshallah. The meeting ID is on the screen. I am sharing it with everybody. Please write down the meeting ID, then open up the Zoom app on your computer or on your phone, and then go to an icon that says join. Click on that join icon and then enter the meeting ID. Inshallah, you will be able to join the program. Please join the program because tonight the zikr of Imam Ali is an ibadat, and tonight is the night of ibadat. It is makruh to sleep tonight. Please remain remain doing the amal, inshallah. Read ziyarat, du'as, Quran recitation, namaz. All the programs are uploaded on our IEFAZ.org website. You can go to our website and you could download the live amal and you could do the amal along with it. All that facility is provided by the center, mashallah. And also subscribe to our channel, Islamic Education Foundation of Arizona, on YouTube, and then of course click on the bell icon to be prompted. Ali, can you please do the ziyarah, inshallah?
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله. السلام عليك ابن رسول الله. السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا ابن سيد الوسيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء. السلطان أبا الحسن علي بن موسى الرضا. وشفينا وشفي والدينا في يوم الجزاء ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك يا كعبة الإيمان. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
Ali, can you also please do the honor of reading Dua Shafa, and please remember Mirza Muhammad Taqi Khan in your prayers. He needs your prayers, and also all the Mu'mineens need your prayers for Shafa. Ali, could you please recite the Dua Shafa?
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. 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 بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كل وليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى أبويه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك توعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
MashaAllah Ali. So tonight was our last program for the Shahadat of Imam Ali. Inshallah, we will be coming back with our programs after the Eid prayers. We will have a couple of programs, inshallah, coming up with Eid al-Ghadir and Eid al-Mubaila. We will send out the invitations through email. You can also see it on Facebook. You can also see it on our IEFAZ.org website. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the emails by going to the IEFAZ.org website. With that, remember us in your du'as tonight. Tonight is the big night. Please remember all of us in your du'as. With that, sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.